Hi and welcome to the Design Diaries for Fate of Witches. My name is Pete Marshall. I'm the director of Onebold Studio and the creator and designer for Fate of Witches. Yes, we're on episode 6 now, I think. And so every time I do a little video, I try and give a kind of a feedback or what's been going on maybe in the last few weeks. And the main thing that happened in the last few weeks was we went to the Manchester show, the Tabletop Gaming Live convention. It was mixed. I think we had a fantastic time meeting people and we were busy the whole time we were there. I think the venue itself struggled. It wasn't ideal for, I think, board gaming in general. There were some issues with lighting and things. I think across the board, a lot of the exhibitors were disappointed, including myself, I think, realistically. And I think if we were to do it next year, I think the venue would need to have changed. But apart from that, we had a great time. I want to say thank you for Tom Grayling for coming and helping me. He's been a huge help. One of the things recently, off the back of coming off the convention, was that we've now got a solo mode for Fate of Witches, which is fantastic. I don't know about you, but I like playing solo modes, and I was really keen to get a version for the game that could be one player and still retain its core mechanic and still played in the same way. And thanks to Tom Grayling, who's done a bit of development, we are now got a solo mode, which is really exciting. What I really like about the solo mode as well is it also allows you to practice and come up with combinations and ways to sort of win the game, which is quite nice. It means if you're sort of playing with a group of people, you've already done a bit of research and worked out some nice combinations to look out for and things as well. I did do a post recently on the Facebook group where we're going to be doing a series of short videos. I say short videos, series of videos, with the first one being a playthrough. So over the next couple of weeks, we are going to have a video of us playing the game and recording it, and hopefully it will showcase the game in full. And then after that, we'll do a sort of a deeper dive into the game and showing. I'll talk about the game and the mechanics, and that'll be slightly filmed slightly differently. But no, we're super chuffed of how it's progressing, and we have had to push the date back. I think it was in the last few videos I've mentioned we pushed the date back, but I think it's done it for the better, because if we would have not had a solo mode, we would it just wouldn't be in the position that we are now. And the new date is going to be in March, and we're going to actually announce the specifics in the next couple of weeks. But super excited, and I think that the game itself is just ready to go. If so much, I've been working on the rule book at the moment, which I don't know if you guys done any rule books before. It's not fun. It's a very hard thing to do, and I tip my hat off to anyone who writes rules for a living. It's a strange skill set to have. You have to be able to clearly show the game, clearly narrate the game, help and be consistent, but be able to explain what seems like a very easy thing to explain, but written down it's very different. But not get too heavy on copy, because you want people to be able to read the rule book and play the game, and it sort of flows and it kicks off, and people aren't spending hours reading the book, especially the type of game that Fate of Witches is. You don't want to be spending hours learning the rules to play the game, so I'm trying to make it so it's really intuitive. And one of the things I am actually asking for is if people would be interested in proofreading. We're going to have a kind of a pull list of people who are interested, and then we'll do a round robin of the rule book once it's finished. It's very close to being finished. In fact, I'm hoping by the end of this week, the first draft of the rule book will be finished. But yeah, that's been a hard thing to do, and I think it's one of these strange things where I did have a rule book before, and then the game changes, and then it changed again, and then you have to make amendments to the rules, and then things like what solo mode comes in, you want to add that to the rule book. And I think one advice, if you are writing a rule book, I would say is have an idea of the layout. I can show you, for example, if I move over, this is how I've sort of been putting together my rulebook basically. So I put like kind of like an idea of how it went down, how it laid out, and then I'm starting to add in the copy, and the visuals. But I think what I did wrong the first time was I started off with the graphics, being very graphic led, and then as rules changed and I had to amend it, it took me longer and longer to adjust, and it made it very difficult. But this way around, just putting a basic wireframe where you kind of think things should be, but getting the copy down first before committing to do too many graphics was my big mistake, really. I'll move back. Yeah, so that's the kind of the big thing, really, the rulebook. I wanted to give an update on the timeline as well. I mentioned earlier that the new date for launch is March, and that is the date we're going with. So what's the time frame at the moment is we're gonna have all the artwork finished over the next 2 months before Christmas. Then the proofs, we're gonna have some ready to review and send out to reviewers, prototypes just before Christmas. And then over the 3 months build up for March is a campaign of a marketing campaign to really push the sort of work on the Kickstarter page, and how I get the reviewers coming back in, getting people playing some of the prototypes I've got in place just to get a proof. But as the game stands, we are basically there. It's I'm super excited. We came away from the Manchester show feeling that the game played very well. There was really great feedback, and yeah, it's super exciting because I think it's going to just see how it goes, and yeah, that's where we are at the moment. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know. Yeah, in the comments below, obviously. We also have a mailing list, so there's been a real push on that now. We're going to be having our first mailing list coming out just after Halloween, where we're going to sort of have a bit more of a delve into what's going on, so you can keep a bit more loop if you want to be involved with that. Let's join that. There's a mailing list link somewhere. I'll put it somewhere so you can see it. One of the bonuses of the mailing list is it's going to be a Onebold Studio mail list, rather than just specifically a Facebook one, a Fate of Witches one. And if you're a game designer or developer, I'm going to also include some free assets because I'm a graphic design illustrator by trade. And over the time I've been working on things, I've come up, I come up with assets and templates and things. And I thought actually it'd be good to sort of share it with the community. So if you're interested in having some of those things, sign up to the Facebook, the mailing list as well. Yeah, I hope that's a nice little summary. Bye.